Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on something I'm studying right now. It is the head and shoulder tops pattern. This is coming out of the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns by Thomas Bulkowski. Guys, there's 16 pages here about the head and shoulders top, and it goes through all different types of things. You know, what the volume should look like, what should happen for this pattern to be consistent and have it perform well. So that's what I'm going to dig into here with you. And if you like these guys, you get something out of it, please put a comment down low or give me a thumbs up. I want to know if I should keep making these for people, if people are actually using them and get something out of them, or if it's something I should just scrap and just cover the cryptocurrencies themselves. So let me know down low what you think, if you like learning these different things, and if you guys do, I'll continue to do these the best that I can for you. Alright, so the head and shoulders top pattern, guys, it is the number 1 out of 21 in performance rank in terms of calling tops. So what you're seeing here is this left shoulder, this big push up, and a lot of times the left shoulder will come on the most volume. So typically your left shoulder will have the most volume, then your head, then your right shoulder. Sometimes the head can have the most volume as well, and those actually perform a little bit better. But what you're seeing is this left shoulder, this big shot up here, then we're having our retracement, this valley here, push back up, made a higher high, came back down right here, guys, made another valley, pushed back up again, and then we started to fall back down. We actually broke through this neckline right here. And what you're seeing is the volume's the highest here on the left shoulder, and then the head, you can see this big chunk of volume here, and then the right shoulder, and it's actually starting to tail off. And what you see here is we fall down, and then we had this pullback right up here through the neckline a little bit, and then ultimately we fell back down. And what my book says is that the appearance of this is 3 peak formations with the center peak taller than all the others. Performance rank, number 1 out of 21. Average decline, 22%. So what they're saying is once we break this neckline here, yes, we may have a pullback, but from this neckline area down, you can have a fall on average of about 22%, which is big gains, guys. Change after the trend, 51%. The volume trend is downward. Pullbacks happen 50% of the time. Tall or narrow patterns perform better than shorter, wide ones. And when volume is the highest on the head, the pattern performs exceptionally well. Patterns with a horizontal neckline or higher left shoulder tend to outperform. Alright, so that's something you really want to keep your eye on, guys, is this volume as this is playing out here. And you can see it there, what we were talking about. So the next thing for identifying these, let me turn my page here. It's a good one. So it says identification characteristics. The shape. After an upward price trend, the formation appears as 3 bumps. The center one is the tallest, resembling a bust. Symmetry. The 2 shoulders appear at about the same price level. So you can see they're pretty similar. So here's our left top right there in price, and then here's our right. So that's pretty similar, though. That would count. Distance from shoulder to the head is approximately the same. There can be wide variations in the formation appearance, but symmetry is usually a good clue to the veracity of the formation. Volume. Highest on the left shoulder, followed by the head. Then the right shoulder shows the lowest volume of the 3 peaks. Neckline connects the lows of the 2 troughs between the 3 peaks. The line can slope up or down, often used as a trigger point to buy or sell once price pierces the line. Downward breakout. Once price pierces the neckline, it may pull back briefly, then continue moving downward. So that's where people, guys, once it breaks down here, people who weren't able to get out here, we have this pullback. People will start dropping the stock right here, and then people will also start opening short positions, and then that's what pushes you down. And you see this big stick of volume? So you really drop hard fast, and that's something you want to keep your eye on. So now, average decline in a bear market for the head and shoulders pattern is about 29%, and it's well above the 24% it says decline for bearish chart patterns of all types. So overall, if you can identify this head and shoulders pattern, it's something that can really benefit you guys because it's one of the best performing chart patterns that's out there. And you know, when you add all these things up and you start putting them in your favor, that's how you can win some of these trades, especially when you see things like this, when the neckline's broken there, guys, and you see a pullback and you start seeing this massive stick of volume there, and we start breaking back down through this neckline, we're going to be moving farther to the downside. And that's what happened. I mean, that is a severe drop, all the way up from $34 or $35 all the way down to $16. So, you know, look for these guys. You can look for them like on the 4-hour chart. I'd look for them 12-hour chart, the 1-day chart. But typically you have that big push up, and then you'll come back down. You'll have an even bigger push up on less volume, but the price will go higher. You'll come back down again, push up, and you won't make it as high as the head there, and that's that right shoulder where you start to fail. And watch out for right shoulders that really get overextended or don't look good. Basically, you want to look for that symmetry. That's what the book says, and that's what I really go for. I'm kind of a stickler on some of these things, maybe to a fault, but I really want to make sure that when I enter a trade, I'm putting all the odds in my favor, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So really pay attention to that, guys. The volume is a big deal. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, look for that neckline, and if the neckline is sloping down, it's actually weaker than if it's sloping up right there, so you want to pay attention to that as well. But guys, I wanted to bring a quick one to you. If you like these, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I don't want to keep you here all night. It's Saturday night. I hope you all are having fun. I'm going to be here doing some studying, and that's, you know, right now I got about an hour or two to myself, so it's nice just to be able to study and, you know, listen to some music and figure this stuff out. But I was sitting here and I said, you know what, this is a great pattern. I want to share it with all you, and I really hope you get something out of it. So have a wonderful Easter weekend, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.